Welcome to Coffee with Viking. I am Mike. Cheers. David runs for his life. 1 Samuel 19:11. Saul sent troops to watch David's house. They were told to kill David when he came out the next morning. King Saul slips into deep depression with good reason because Saul has looted an enemy's possessions against God's order. The Spirit of the Lord has left Saul, and the Lord sent a tormenting spirit that filled him with depression and fear. Jealousy toward David only makes things worse. Saul tries several times to kill young David, twice while David is playing a harp to calm him. The king throws a spear and misses. Saul tries again in a sneaky way when David asks to marry Saul's daughter, Princess Michal. The king sets a high and dangerous prince for the hand of his daughter in marriage. David has to bring him the foreskins of 100 Philistines or die trying, preferably the latter. David brings back 200 foreskins, and suddenly he's King Saul's son-in-law, with his popularity still soaring. Saul makes a desperate move. He orders troops to stake out the home of his own daughter and to kill her husband when he steps outside in the morning. Michal somehow finds out about it and helps David sneak away at night. Then she stalls the soldiers the next morning. By telling them David is sick in bed, furious Saul dissolves their marriage and forces Michal to marry another man. Then Saul spends the rest of his life in a search and destroy operation targeting David. Now a fugitive, David flees into southern Israel, where he grew up. There an army gathers around him, drawn like steel to a magnet. Men who were in trouble or in debt, or who were just discontented. And there's a side note here. David's hideout. Saul and 3,000 of his elite troops tracked David's militia to a small oasis of En-Gedi, fed by a spring and small waterfall. It's nestled into a craggy canyon in the Judean Badlands alongside the Dead Sea. David and his men elude capture by hiding in one of many caves in the area. And there's a photo showing the caves and the area where he was. But when Saul went against God's order, he lost favor. And Samuel told him that God was seeking someone that was after God's own heart, which is where David stepped in when he took down Goliath and then became one of the more popular warriors that became in Saul's army. But his popularity overshadowed Saul's, and the spirit of jealousy came over him. And all these dark spirits that tormented him gave him one job, one thought, and that was he wanted to kill David for no reason other than David was more popular. and had favor with God while Saul lost it. So don't let jealousy or depression or anger control you, because we see in the book of 1 Samuel how all those emotions, especially when they're combined, destroyed someone who started out as a good man and gave him this urge that took over everything and caused him to want to do harm to another because they were more beloved than himself. So don't let these emotions take over you. Because if you know how Saul's story ends, he falls on his own sword. He takes his own life. So don't let these dark emotions take over. Just trust the Lord. Let Him lead you. And whatever He commands, don't go against it. Stay blessed. Stay caffeinated. Much love.